Turning back to a nice little corner of the internet called Ancient Guardians. You guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. So Ancient Guardians is a set that we've not really taken a look at, but there have been some interesting movements in here where Sartics are kind of moving around because of Genesis format and some other stuff. And Sulfacort has also been another interesting culprit here. If you are wanting Gracias right now, this card is still on buyout status. Now, I mean, we do have a doubleheader YCS happening as we speak. We will see if, there are any jump arounds in that side of the market, but 65 is interesting. Pankratops are still 30s. What's crazy to me most about Agnew is this is still $30 to $32 a box. Stores still have this product, and it's crazy. Now, obviously, you do see things like Ogdotic here doing kind of all right. Trade-ins are still $20, so you have a lot of listings for these. Also appears that Coolia's coming in at 30s. Aerons are coming in at 14s. Francia's down to 13s. And it looks like Coolia Ultras, this is very interesting. These are $18 a piece just for an ultra rare. Interesting. I didn't think I would see something like that. Obviously, Butias are still kind of moving around. Polaris are kind of low on listing. These are about $11 to $12. They're actually kind of moving around. This is another one. Semterion is also kind of on the rise right now. These are coming in at about $12 a piece, and I'm kind of more impressed that we're looking at this and actually seeing this. Okay. Venomanagas coming in about 6. Skullmeister actually still kind of locking in about 6. Chariots are about 5 to 6, not all that surprising. And of course, Fancia's coming in about 4 to 5. And a lot of this Odotic stuff is still kind of floating around where it's kind of been the last couple of days. So, I mean, overall, this is still within the realm of expectations. Ultra Semterions, though, I feel like these are a little bit more put together and more presentable. Gracie is coming in at 50 cents. And then, of course, from this point on, you just really start to drop off. So Ancient Guardians still very much looks like a standard set, in my opinion. You're not really going too crazy on this spinning back and forth, but I think it is interesting just to kind of see, how this market's holding. Darklord. Oh boy. First of all, nice field center, by the way. $85. The condemned Darklords, we've kind of seen that people were jumping the gun very hard on these. Still get Germans for $9, 10s, and 14, 15 on these. That's actually not too terrible. Darklord Ixchel's coming in at 15s. That's not too bad. Zerato's kind of still doing whatever, but this is the real hilarious one. Ukelbach. Our dear old friend here is still coming in at about $11. I swear that this doesn't really ever change because this guy just kind of stays on cruise control, man. He just maintains a very, very strong appearance in the course of the meta. And I don't know, I find this interesting. He is probably one of the better Darklord cards to be having. Man, Mommy is still $15 with 11 listings. That's not good. This one is still also $9. Dear old Nasty Daddy, still about $3 to $4 the market price, but still only 21 listings on the secret rares. A lot of what you're seeing here is, the high rarity niche versions are the ones that have really just been holding up a lot of that big value. And I find that it's interesting, man. Nurse Angel Reficule coming in at dollars as well. Darklord Rebellions still holding up very, very well. I do see Enchantments. Still only 40 listings for these. That one's kind of hilarious. Interestingly enough, Cyber Eltannons. Somebody's going to be like, wait, Eltannon is a real card? Yeah, this guy is. Surprisingly enough, you're seeing... Honestly, these are shockingly worth money. You do see near mints hitting about that $6 to $8 to even like $10 to $12 mark. The problem with this card is, one, it is an old Shonen Jump magazine promo, and two, it's incredibly niche in the department of what you're working with here. Incredibly good powerhouse card, yada yada, chubba chubba, side deck choice. Nightmare Apprentice. I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see another reprint for Nightmare Apprentice as like a rare in Phantom Revenge. Because I've been thinking about this more and more. Because, they reprinted this in this set. You don't really tend to think too much about it. Like $5, $6 is not really, too much off of the ground. But then you kind of think about it and you're like, well, they did just go from like QCR in, other slot to taking it to Starlight. Rare is naturally the next place that you go with this, especially if you want this to be more available for the fans that want to play Hecka hands. We also do see Sentence of Doom. First of all, how many versions of this do we have? You have the Immortal Destiny, and then you have Speed Duel, and you have the Legendary Duelist Season 3 Common. So there's only one other high rarity version of this card floating around in the market. And you're actually kind of heading up to about $1 to $2 right now per copy. Now, this thing doesn't turn over very often in the super rare slots. It's from Immortal Destiny. It's one of those more niche cards that you just kind of like to forget exist in the back of your mind. And I do agree with that. Bait Doll. Specifically, Starlight Rare. Now, let's take our limiter off because I do see we only had 6 listings of this. You are actually kind of solidly looking at this being $1 to $2 card. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Bait Doll doesn't really see a lot of specific play. It's a very niche card out here that tends to, I guess tickle the fancies like sealed format because, this was a Battle Pack 1 card from way back in the day. And the fact that, this still holds really anywhere near that its former self, I find that very, very interesting. Stratos Dual Terminal. Well, first of all, anything dual terminal in a good condition these days is still going to cost something. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That usually tends to be the case. And if you think otherwise, it's kind of crazy. I mean, we do have some light place coming in just a little bit in between. I mean, you're not really going to be saving too much on this. And in terms of, your sales data for what's been moving, it's been a little bit in between. All right, Bestial Druis Worm. We are very close to another reprint of this. I cannot imagine that you're not going to be seeing another one of these, but you're looking at solidly $3 to $4 a copy right now in this, people, and it's very solidly doing awesomely well. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm kind of curious about that. TP8 Feather Duster. Now, this one kind of catches my eyes here. The reason for that is you're looking at $590 on up to about $600. Now, if you do remember a while back, this thing actually did have some, I guess we still have good sales data here, but you see we have a German here for $400. There was a time where, I think it was a couple months ago, you could pick up Feather Dusters for $300-400 for these. You do have the QCR reprint of this, which definitely helps keep this card down, but I don't know. It's interesting to see. Number 106, Giant Handle. Talking about the prize card debate out here, these are down. Like, anybody can get a Giant Hand right now for $500. Good stuff, man. It's good to see that prize cards are becoming slightly more affordable. I mean, you had one sell actually very recently for $500. Understandable. We've also got a Duel Link Dragon up right now. Duel Links have actually tanked into the ground. Realistically, you're looking very much. One sold for $350, which is not too bad, especially if you just want to take the money and go with it. And also, get your game on! This is a very fun classic card that they made just for the 2007 World Championships that you could only get at that time, but still very solidly a $300 card for almost being 20 years old by itself. And I think that's actually kind of interesting to see just how old that this stuff is. But what do you guys think? Please comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.